बाई चांस मैं मान लेता हूँ कि मेरा टेस्ट में हो गया वे बैक, मैं घर में बोलूँ अपनी मम्मी पापा एमए करने जा रहे हैं, वो बोले बेटा एमबीए कर लो ना, तो व्हाई टेस्ट, क्यों एमए?
70 से ज्यादा कंपनीज एंड हजारों अलुमनाई बैठे रहते हैं. दैट इज द एडवांटेज वी हैव. वी आर वेरी एक्सक्लूसिव.
That's the beauty of TISS.
Think CAT. Think AzuCATion.
TISS एक नाम जिसको इंट्रोडक्शन की जरूरत नहीं है. तो इस वीडियो में मैं डिस्कस करूंगा प्रोसेस से प्लेसमेंट, आखिर क्या प्रोसेस होना चाहिए, इस बार सीयूटी में गया है तो क्या क्या स्टेप्स लेनी चाहिए, सब कुछ डिस्कस करेंगे. एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द वन ऑफ द बेस्ट वीडियो फॉर द टेस्ट, ये मैं आपसे दावा करता हूँ. इसमें मैं सब कुछ डिस्कस करूंगा. मैं उनसे डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा, कुछ हार्ड क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा जो एक बच्चे की आवाज होगी, जो एक पेरेंट्स का आवाज होगा. कैट, एमबीए, टिस, एमए, क्या करना चाहिए, जाना चाहिए या नहीं जाना चाहिए, सब डिस्कस करते हैं. तो वीडियो को एंड तक देखना, बहुत कुछ लर्निंग मिलेगी. एंड मैं आपसे बोलता हूँ, अगर आपने कैट फोड़ा, आपने जैट फोड़ा, या कैट से आप फुट गए, या जैट आपका अच्छा नहीं गया है, सीयूटी इज द वन ऑफ द एग्जाम्स जिसको देना चाहिए. बिकॉज टिस इज नॉट अ कॉलेज, टिस इज अ लाइफ जो आपके साथ हमेशा रहेगी. तो टिस को अगर मैं एक वर्ड में डिफाइन करना चाहूंगा तो इट्स अ वाव कॉलेज. तो इस वाव कॉलेज की पूरी इनसाइड स्टोरी को जानते हैं फ्रॉम द हॉर्सेस माउथ. चलो बिगिन करते हैं चैट विद TISSian.
Think CAT. Think AzuCATion.
So the best would be आप खुद से इंट्रोड्यूस करो अपने आप को, then the viewers and the learners and the future TISSians would get to know more. तो उनके सीनियर्स हैं क्या? या प्लीज वन बाय वन. Sohil, please.
Okay, so hi guys, my name is Sohil Kaul. I'm a student at TISS HRM LR and I'm a part of Aspirants Relations and Branding Committee. I have completed my undergraduation in computer science and post that I have worked within Accenture for about 6 months and then I worked within a government organization for about 1.5 years.
Engineer, working, government, then the HR LR. Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
So, Miss Shivangi.
Hello everyone, I am Shivangi and I am a student at TISS Mumbai in the HRM LR program. I am from Bhopal originally and I have graduated in BBA in the finance stream. After that, I went on to have a brief experience of about 7 months in the market intelligence and consulting domain. That's about
Great. Nikhil.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. I'm a classmate of Sohil and Shivangi's from the HRM and LR course. I'm a localite, so I've been born and brought up in Mumbai itself, very close to TISS. So I've been lucky in that way. And I graduated with a law degree in 2020 from ILS Pune. And after that, I worked at Cummins with the legal team of Cummins India for about a year. And then I moved to the legal team of a life insurance company. So I was handling their contracts and their consumer court cases. And after that, I joined the HRM program at TISS.
Great. So, first of all, thank you everyone. बहुत short notice पे आप लोग आ गए हो to guide everyone. So, agenda बहुत simple है कि what is TISS, क्या है, नहीं है. Every time you say HR LR, मैं भी confused, बच्चे भी confused क्या होता है, नहीं होता है. तो जितनी भी confusion है, try करते हैं आज दूर हो जाए. Even if they have any confusion, they can ask question in the comment box. We'll try to resolve. Okay, so first, what is the TISS and what is HRM and the LR? HRM तो समझ में आता है, ये LR का क्या है? तो कोई anyone, what is TISS, HR plus LR?
If I could take that question, Sohil and Shivangi.
The Mr. Legal boy.
Sir, I'll just start with a brief background of how HRM and LR came into being because बहुत अच्छी interesting history है इसकी. So this course was actually originally called PMIR and it was started in 1967. So the full form was Personnel Management and Industrial Relations because at that time trade unions were, they had a lot of power. There was a license Raj in place and there was a lot of unionization. So the course itself at TISS was aimed at personnel management. So people who would manage factories and the workers in those factories. So the course was kind of aimed at that aspect, PMIR. And it was in 2006 that PMIR actually became HRM and LR. So there was a shift in the focus of the course itself. So initially the focus was on mainly, blue collar workers. But now HRM includes employees, corporate workers, engineers, technicians, everyone. So the personnel management became human resource management, and labor relations became the social aspect of this business management course, because you can't run a business without people. So that is what the LR signifies. It signifies the relations that the management has with the workers, and how the shift has gone from, trade unions and workers to collaboration, employee engagement, those sort of concepts. So it was in 2006 that the HRM and LR program was created, and since it has been going on since 1967, we actually have a very strong alumni base, and there's almost a certain level of exclusivity that comes with this program.
Great. So
Especially also the small batch size.
TISSian, ये मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है मैं CHRO से बात कर रहा हूँ. So detailed, so explained, just like a wow. Okay, so this is the power of TISS, or this is what your experience? क्या था ये? This is your law degree plus work ex, or this is what TISS something? क्या है ये? बहुत बहुत अच्छा.
So actually I was living so close to TISS all my life, but even I didn't know so much about HRM and LR. This is actually something that we learned during our course. So during our first lecture itself, our teachers told us why we are not calling ourselves as an MBA degree. Why are we an MA in HRM and LR? So they focused on this social aspect a lot, that you are here not to run a business. You are here to run a business and manage the people and take them along with you. So this is something that we have picked up from college during our experiences and interactions with the professors.
I'm sorry, अगर मैं कुछ बहुत लेमन क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा, because I am representing the mass जिसको बहुत कुछ नहीं पता हो. Okay? So HR, LR क्या करता है ये? मतलब जाके केस लड़ते हो, क्या करते हो? मतलब क्या करना क्या होगा? क्योंकि बच्चों को पता होता है MBA करनी, नो अबाउट द ऑप्स, नथिंग मार्केटिंग, नथिंग HR. यहाँ पे तो आपने कॉम्प्लिकेट कर दिया है HR प्लस LR. HR का मतलब मैनेज करो, रिक्रूट करो, मेहंदी बनाओ, मेहंदी लगाओ, जो भी करना है. प्लस LR में क्या है? केस भी करना पड़ेगा. क्या है एग्जैक्टली? मेरे को ये बताओ कि धंधा क्या होगा अगर हम टेस्ट से निकल गए तो क्या काम करेंगे?
Sir, I think Shivangi can answer that question very well. क्या हम सीखते हैं and क्या आगे होगा हमारा?
Definitely, sir. So when we get out of TISS, usually we as students expect to get into either corporates or into a plant or a factory. तो सर जब हम HR की बात कर रहे हैं तो हम बात कर रहे हैं corporates में employees को कैसे handle करना है, which Nikhil mentioned. Then we come to plant. वहाँ पे LR as an aspect becomes more dominating. So we do also ऐसे case भी लड़ना होता है, but let's say we are mostly focused on वहाँ पे जो blue collar workforce है, workers हैं, and basically how to manage them and their working conditions. Coming to the course structure, it is very well integrated. Both of these aspects are very well integrated across the 4 semesters that we study. Now academically ऐसा होता है कि the courses, they are not just focused on HR. We have marketing, we have finance, and we have operations as well, because here we believe that, of course, to run a business, it's also important to understand the business itself. We cannot understand the people who work here before we understand what the business does. So that is the primary focus, and HR comes as a part of it, where we focus कि हम उस business में लोगों को कैसे run करें. We build expertise in some of the key HR areas. Compensation कैसे design करनी होती है, how we evaluate and manage the performance of the employees, how can we perhaps foster their learning and development and career growth within the company, within the tenure. We also focus on how to retain them. What should be the ideal way of managing the employees in an organization such that they can actually have a good time while in the organization that they spend here. Apart from that, one very interesting thing and what drew me to TISS personally was the foundation courses. This is completely separate from जो हम HRM LR पढ़ते हैं. Foundation courses is for the entire TISS Mumbai, for across all courses. Here we focus on how societies have developed, how economies run, what is the political situation in India and abroad, how to really understand them. Now that builds empathy, and empathy seeps into what we study in HRM, because we are eventually running people. We have electives where we understand gender. We can study law, we can study gender, we study crime, we study films, and all of these come together into just building our mind and letting us know what is up with people. And when we know what is up with people, what is their psychology, we just inculcate them into how we do HR in organizations as well. That's in brief.
Yeah, and also if I may add to Shivangi on that, so one of the great things this TISS does to you, that if you are in any other B school, you will have one internship, one summer internship, and then that will be all for your corporate experiences before you join the workforce when you graduate. But here at TISS, we have fieldworks as a part of our curriculum and part of our every semester. So for example, in the semester 1, we have already went on a 1-month internship. So, and this all leads to us having 4 internships at the end of our course. So we do 4 fieldworks in addition to our 1 summer internship, and then we have an additional NGO stint as well. So it's all in all 7 months we have in internships only in out of the 2 years that we spent in DISS. So it's a lot of practical learning, and even before we went to go to our summer organizations for our summer internships, we learn a lot during our 2 fieldworks, and it's a lot of good experiences, a lot of learnings about the business, the HR, and these are great learnings, and this is all just exclusive part of TISS HRM LR that you get to experience here.
Great. So पहले तो लगता था मुझे कि TISS is a B school तो है नहीं, ये इसको क्या नाम दोगे आप? TISS को अगर नाम देना है तो ये क्या है? HR school, LR क्या है ये?
I think Nikhil would be the best person to answer that.
Apart from your second home, what is this?
I think Nikhil has
Sir,
a very
I think,
interesting perspective.
सर आई थिंक मतलब नाम से ही थोड़ा सा गेस कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज मतलब पर्सनली इवन आई डोंट फील दैट आई एम स्टडीइंग इन अ बी स्कूल. मतलब आई डू कंसीडर दिस एज लाइक अ social management sort of an institution, because more than a school they focus so much on research and practical experiences and talking to other people that it doesn't feel like I am studying. It's more of like a long term engagement जहाँ पे थोड़ा social science है, थोड़ा law आ रहा है, we have guest lectures, we have alumni coming and talking to us. So I would call it like a social science institution itself, which has which enables you to also become a businessman or business manager, because a typical MBA school में क्या होता है कि you are geared and aimed toward a corporate experience. They prepare you for the corporate world. But यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है. यहाँ पे along with the corporate world, we also, like Shivangi mentioned, have courses like history, sociology, industrial psychology, reading film, gender, training methods, lots of interesting courses, lots of electives, lots of diverse faculty coming and talking to us. So it doesn't feel like a typical MBA B school.
तो सिंपल बताओ ना, मैं बिहार से बहुत सारे लोग होंगे, बाई चांस मैं मान लेता हूँ कि मेरा टेस्ट में हो गया वे बैक, मैं घर में बोलूँ अपनी मम्मी पापा MA करने जा रहे हैं, वो बोले बेटा MBA कर लो ना. तो वाई टेस्ट, क्यों MA टेस्ट में मैं क्यों आऊँ? What is USP? क्या है कि मुझको betterment मिलेगा? Yeah, please.
I think to answer that, so first of all, as I already shared, that we have a very unique pedagogy, and the learning that you get in TISS is very holistic in general. And also adding to that, you get a legacy of over 60 years that has been building on. So the course actually started in somewhere around, so to be precise, it started in 1963 and the first batch to pass out was 1965. So we have such a rich history, and along with that rich history comes a great alumni base, and that great alumni base ensures that you have a great career, and it ensures that you have, when you go out and you step into the corporate world, there is a designation towards you, there is a quality that comes with being a TISSian. So that is why you should consider TISS, and that is why TISS is among us the best options. And also one of the things when you talk about TISS is the small batch size and the great ROI that TISS provides.
बहुत अच्छा, मैंने यही आंसर छाप दिया पापा को, जैसे हम सेइंग रज्जू तो बोलेंगे बेटा तुमने पैसे मांगे कैट की प्रिपरेशन करने के लिए, फिर मैंने और पैसे दिए टेस्ट सीरीज के लिए, फिर और पैसे दिए इंटरव्यू के लिए, MBA नहीं करो MA करो, ये बताओ जब धंधा करने जा रहे हो ये बताओ टेस्ट में फीस कितने लेंगे और तुम्हें सैलरी कितनी मिलेगी. यही होगा. आपने जो बोला बहुत अच्छा लगा सुनने में, जस्ट वाव है. लेकिन क्या मैं बोलूंगा, मतलब एक कॉमन आदमी, आम जनता अपने पेरेंट्स को बोलेगा कि हम एमए करने जा रहे हैं पापा, आपने पैसे दिए थे पढ़ने के लिए, भेजा था दिल्ली कैट की तैयारी के लिए, और मैं एमए करने जा रहा हूँ। तो क्या है, कितना फीस होना चाहिए? मतलब एंड ऑफ द डे पेरेंट्स के दिमाग में होता है कि कुछ आरओआई है या नहीं। सो कितना फीस लगा के कितना हम उम्मीद कर सकते हैं? टू द पॉइंट बात करते हैं, बाकी सब तो ज्ञान की बात है। ऐसी लगेगी कि जैसे मैंने आपको बुलाया है टिस की प्रचार के लिए। कितना पैसा देंगे, कितना मिलेगा?
Okay, sir. So as an answer to that, so the average package at TISS, the median figure for the last year's batch, 23 batch, was 26 LPA, and the average was 27.5. So
बहुत
the
सही।
payout that you get and the ROI that you get, even if you count the money that you spent living in the 2 years, the ROI is still quite amazing and quite great for students, and it will be a selling point to your parents as well. Because if I talk about my own story, I left a government
Can you
job.
please again repeat the numbers? मैं इसको काट के स्टार्टिंग में लगाऊंगा तो मेरी वीडियो में वायलिटी आएगी। क्या नंबर्स कोट कर रहे थे आप? एवरेज कितना है
Sir,
जो लास्ट कोट किया?
Yeah, so for the batch of 2023, the median salary was around 26 LPA and the average salary was around 27.5 LPA.
चलो ये तो हमने खर्चा निकाल दिया, मतलब ये हमारा रेवेन्यू आ गया। एक्सपेंसेस का सुहिल, आर यू ना हॉस्टलर और व्हाट, क्या है?
So right now I live outside the campus because I was an ex-government employee, so I couldn't get the hostel. I would not fulfill the criteria.
बहुत अच्छा, मैं ऐसे ही किसी को चाहता था जो बॉम्बे में हॉस्टल में नहीं रहे। मैंने अपना तो सोच लिया कि फ्यूचर में मुझको इतना मिलना है, आखिर मैं अपने पॉकेट्स में कितना पैसा रखूं कि 2 साल में सरवाइव कर सकूं। अब ब्रेकअप दे सकते हो, क्योंकि दिस इज द फीस, इतना आपको मंथली खर्च होगा और कुछ एक्स्ट्रा खर्च और हो सकते हैं, बिकॉज आपने कहा इंटर्नशिप है, इधर जाना है उधर जाना है, तो एवरेज कितना खर्च होगा 2 साल का?
Sir, the average would be roughly around 7.2 lakhs in terms of your personal spending. So I personally spend about on an average 25 to 30K a month, and that comes out to be roughly 7.2 lakhs per year. For 2 years, 3.6 lakhs per year. So
इतना तो मैनेज किया जा सकता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, बच्चे मैनेज कर ही लेंगे। सो बहुत अच्छा, सो खर्च वर्च सब कुछ निकल रहा है, सब कुछ हो रहा है। ये बताओ, एमबीए में हम लोग की 2 इनकम होती है। एक पहला होता है कि समर्स में कुछ पैसे मिल जाएंगे, यहाँ कुछ ऐसा है क्या, या बस फाइनल में ही पैसे मिलेंगे?
yes, sir. So summers
इन
for
बिटवीन
the
कुछ पैसे
summers for
कमाने की
data.
बताओ ना, बिकॉज एमबीए का मतलब धंधा करते हैं।
Yeah,
कैसे
so
पैसे कमाए जा सकते हैं अपार्ट फ्रॉम
the
फाइनेंस?
placement data for the summers of our batch is out. So for our batch, the highest package for 2 months has been 4.5 LPA, and the median and average have been around 1.5 lakhs for a month. So the highest is around 2.25 lakhs per month, and the median and average are around 1.5.
ग्रेट। तो मुझे लगा कि ये एमबीए नहीं है तो समर्स नहीं होता होगा, एक ही बार फाइनल पैसे लेके जाओ, फिर फाइनल ही पैसे लेके निकलो, मतलब सब कुछ है आपके पास, ओनली नाम
सर
में
एक्चुअली
है।
आपका क्वेश्चन जस्ट एक मतलब आई थिंक शॉर्ट में आंसर करने के लिए, द एडवांटेज वी हैव इज सिर्फ 70 लोग हैं हम लोग की पूरी क्लास में, एंड मार्केट ऊपर या नीचे जाए 70 लोगों को लेने के लिए 70 से ज्यादा कंपनीज एंड हजारों अलुमनाई बैठे रहते हैं। दैट इज द एडवांटेज वी हैव, वी आर वेरी
That's the
एक्सक्लूसिव।
beauty of this. We know, but I wanted from the horse's mouth. So again, जब मैं भी प्रिपेयर कर रहा था तो TISS was one of my dream. मैंने एग्जाम नहीं दिया, उससे पहले ही कुछ बाकी जगह हो गया था। So I think that if कैट आपका बुरा गया है या भला गया है वो बात की बात है, दूसरा आपका जैट अच्छा गया है बुरा गया, मैं आप सबको बोलूंगा कि टिस तो दो, बिकॉज प्लेसमेंट इज सेकेंडरी। इफ यू बिकम द टीसियन, यू बिकम अ टीसियन फॉर द लाइफ। सो दिस इज द वन थिंग, टेस्ट तो देना ही बनता है, लेकिन देना बनता है, मैं अब क्या करें, ये सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है। कहाँ जाए, कैसे दे? पहले तो आप एग्जाम देते थे, अब पता नहीं कहाँ गुम हो गए हो, कैसे क्या करना है?
Yes, sir. So we actually quite understand that this year there has been a lot of confusion regarding the admission. So if you want to get into TISS, this year you have to fill PG CUET ka form. So the forms are already out. You can go and visit the website. The website is pg.samarth at the and then you can register there. And during the registration, at the end, you will be asked to fill a university and a course, in which you can fill TISS Mumbai and the course Human Resource Management and Labor Relations. After that, you will have to pay the fees and you will have to appear for CUET PG. So CUET PG is an exam that will have 75 questions, and you will be getting 105 minutes. So in a total of 1 hour 45 minutes to solve these 75 questions. It will be of 300 marks. So you have a marking of +4 marks for every right answer, and for every wrong selection you will have a -1. So there is a negative marking. So the paper code while applying for TISS HRM LR is COQP12. So that is something that you have. QP12. So that is something you have to keep in mind. So after you're done with your exams, we will be releasing a shortlist from TISS, and then you will have to sit for the secondary process for the TISS HRM and LR, which will this year constitute of a personal interview followed up by a GD. So for the GDs, you will have a panel of roughly 6 to 8 people, and then you will be given a topic, and you have to discuss it amongst yourselves. And for the PI, it will be a personal interview that will be based on your prior work experiences, if you have any. So if you are a fresher, then you will have to talk about your UG, and there will be questions around that. So this is the final selection process, and the weightage will be around 75% for CUET PG and 25% for this GDPI round. So that is how you get into TISS and the selection criteria for this year.
Great. So 75 marks for the CUT. किसी ने CUT 4 दिया अच्छे से, AIR 1-2 आ गए तो टेस्ट तो मतलब मोर और लेस इफ परफॉर्म वेल इन द GDPI तो वेलकम कर रहा है, आपका जूनियर होगा.
यस.
एक और क्वेश्चन, एक और धंधा चलता है MBA में, कैट दो, फिर कॉलेज का फॉर्म भरते समय पैसे और टेस्ट भी पैसे मांग रहा है क्या आगे?
Sir, we are not sure about it, but TISS being a government institution doesn't anyways charge a lot for its forms. It will be a very minimal form fees, and
that is the interest. That is only mean for the interest.
Yeah, that is only mean the interest. It's a government college, and as you know, government colleges barely care about the money making aspect of anything.
Fine. तो कुछ again, I'm sorry कि मैं बहुत ज़्यादा आपको bother कर रहा हूँ अपने hard question से. पहला WorkX. TISS में freshers हैं क्या? कि फॉर्म ही नहीं बनूं अगर मैं freshers हूं तो?
Nikhil, do you want to take that one up? I think you have WorkX and you can draw some parallels between the two.
So sir, actually even when I was preparing for the TISS exam, मुझे भी लगता था कि मतलब 2.5 साल काम कर लिया है, should I even go for an exam or not, or continue my job? फ्रेशर्स को लेंगे या मुझे नहीं लेंगे, क्या प्रेफरेंस होगी? But actually after joining TISS, I've realized that they do not really concern themselves with who has work experience and who doesn't. ऐसा कोई भी क्राइटेरिया नहीं है जहाँ पे फ्रेशर्स को प्रेफर किया जाता है या वर्कएक्स वालों को प्रेफर किया जाता है. All they look at is whether you have the capacity to come up with something original, whether you can form solutions, use logic. तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है कि फ्रेशर्स हैं तो आपके पास कोई डिसएडवांटेज है, बल्कि फ्रेशर्स का इतना ओपन एंथुसियास्टिक माइंड होता है कि लॉट्स ऑफ कंपनीज से कि हम फ्रेशर्स की एनर्जी हमें बहुत पसंद है, एंड फ्रेशर्स हमारे खुद के बैच में इट्स ऑलमोस्ट अ 50-50% डिवीजन. यहाँ पे कोइंसिडेंस हो गया, all three of us are sitting with a bit of work experience, otherwise half of our batch is completely freshers.
Sir, if I can just add a small point to it. When we talk about freshers, TISS में तो you will see freshers plus students who have taken gap to prepare for exams like UPSC and then have come to TISS. तो ऐसे लोगों को भी opportunity मिलती है, not just while entering the institute but also while getting placed for different companies.
Yeah, I was coming to UPSC point. Right. Because बहुत मेरे अपने स्टूडेंट ही more than 40+ are UPSC gap. TISS accept करेगा?
Like I just said, sir, yes, it will not only accept them with open arms, but also give them opportunities once they enter the institute. So ऐसा नहीं होता कि placements में even if there is a question of why have you taken the gap, but these people get equal opportunities while getting placed, while pursuing their career in HRM LR. So that is never a question कि अगर आपने gap ले लिया तो आपको किसी भी लेवल पे कम opportunities मिलेंगी.
Yeah, I think so. To build up on Shivangi's point, actually you will be easily be able to get into TISS, provided even if you have gap years outside UPSC as well. But the precondition to that is you should be able to explain your gap very well on your interview. So for example, आपने कोई gap लिया है, maybe for UPSC or some other life pursuit that you wanted to take up at a certain point of time. Now you have to show that during this period of my life, I have learned this much. And you have to reflect on those learnings during the interview. And if you are able to articulate that well to the interviewer, you will be able to do amazing in the interview. You don't need to, like, the gap years will not hold you back. You just need to portray your learnings in a very positive manner during the interview.
What is the eligibility of TISS? क्या चाहिए?
So as everyone knows, TISS doesn't have academic criteria. So the final, as I told you, the final weightage process, it doesn't have any criteria for, let's just say, 10th, 12th, or it doesn't give any weightage to those marks. So there is no certain criteria for TISS. Students at TISS are from all walks of life, as you can see in the panel as well. So Shivangi has done a BBA. Nikhil is from a law background. I'm an engineer. So there's no set
It should be the
criteria.
50% of the graduation, 60% of the graduation, nothing like. If any graduate can apply in a TISS.
Yeah, so any graduate holding a 3-year degree, or if you're in your final year of your degree, you can apply to TISS. There's no criteria.
तो 12th पास भी टेस्ट में जा सकते हैं अगर आपने 12th दोबारा पास किया है तो. इवन 12th फेल भी जा सकते हैं.
No. You need to have undergraduate degree.
I am saying the same manner कि 12th फेल हो भी गए हो तुम और उसको फिर से पास करके आगे बढ़ते हो, टेस्ट में अगर परफॉर्म कर जाते हो and can justify your 12th fail, TISS is open to grab you, even UPSC gap हो या नहीं. लाइफ कैसी है? Because मैंने MBA लाइफ जी है. 11:59 का डेडलाइन, ये सब कुछ है या क्या है?
So there are strict deadlines in place, and you have a lot of assignments as well during the academic portion of the year. So it's the life at TISS looks exactly like any other B school as well. So you will have a lot of deadlines, PPTs to make. But on the addition to that, I think being at Mumbai, it offers a lot of advantages. Nikhil being a local, I think he'll resonate to that. So in terms of that, the life at TISS is exactly like other B schools, but you get the advantages of staying in Bombay. And also the life of TISS also differentiates in one minute detail, that we have people from other courses as well. So people from women's studies, people from applied psychology, people from cinema, people from social work. So you get to interact with these people, and that really builds up your perspective as well. So while it's exactly the level of effort you'll have to put anywhere else, but it offers you different kinds of perspective as well along the way.
सर एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल दे देता हूँ मैं. आई थिंक शायद ऑडियंस को भी अच्छा लगेगा. लाइक सोहेल सेड, हम लोग की असाइनमेंट्स बहुत होती है, प्रेजेंटेशंस, डेडलाइंस तो चलती रहती हैं, बट बिकॉज वी आर सच अ स्मॉल बैच, 70 लोग, इट फील्स लाइक वी आर इन अ स्कूल. मतलब सच में बहुत ज्यादा स्कूल की याद आती है, बिकॉज एवरीवन नोज एवरीवन एल्स. सब लोग एक दूसरे के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, सब एक ही क्लास में बैठ रहे हैं. यूजुअली दिस डजंट हैपन इन MBA schools. And another advantage is that because there are a mix of so many courses, there is always some event or the other going on. In fact, yesterday मेरा एक बैडमिंटन टूर्नामेंट था. Last week we celebrated Pongal. लोहरी सेलिब्रेशन होता है, ओणम सेलिब्रेशन होता है. So there are lots of
Obviously,
events
HR
happening.
स्कूल में अगर फेस्टिवल सेलिब्रेट नहीं करोगे और रंगोली नहीं बनाओगे तो कैसे काम चलेगा?
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल.
HR करती क्या है?
बहुत
मतलब
सर,
HR
आप
करेगी
primary-
क्या? ऐसे तो हमने डिस्कस कर लिया कि आपकी प्लेसमेंट क्या मिलेगी. ग्रेट. So last few questions. पहला, who can aspire?
I think anyone can aspire if you are holding a graduate degree, as we've already established, or if you are in your final year of your graduation, then you can be a part of TISS.
Can
If
I
you have
choice का
that
पैकेज
drive
मिलेगा अगर
to
मैं
work
क्रैक करूंगा तो?
So that's the thing, right? If you have that drive inside you, and if you can do well
नहीं, I
as
have.
UTPG this year, you will be able to do it.
Fine.
सर, आई थिंक aspire करने के लिए आई थिंक व्हाट TISS faculty will look for during interviews is simply someone who is open to different experiences and can empathize with people, and जिसको मालूम है कि वो क्यों करना चाहता है TISS में HRM and LR. You should be able to explain कि तुम्हारा रीजन क्या है. मतलब आई थिंक इफ समवन सिंपली सेज दैट और कुछ मिला नहीं तो यहाँ आ गया गलती से, that might not put a very good picture. But if someone can explain कि मतलब मुझे क्यों काम करना है यहाँ पे, TISS क्यों मेरे लिए अच्छा है, anyone can aspire to get into TISS. I think आपको बस मालूम होना चाहिए कि why are you sitting there for the interview.
Of course, adding to that, just a very strong hold on your basics. So you are trying to enter TISS for HRM LR. Just have a grasp of the basics. You have done UG, have a grasp of the basics that you have done over there, and I think largely you would be sorted during the interview process at least.
Great. So the last two questions again from the student point of view, because हमने form separate किया था पहला. Where do you put TISS? Old IAMS category, XRI, new IAMS. मैं कंपेयर नहीं कर रहा हूँ, जस्ट अ क्लस्टर में कहाँ पे प्लेस करना चाहते हो, बिकॉज पैकेज तो आपका बेबी IAMS न्यू IAMS से बहुत ऊपर है, लिगेसी बहुत ऊपर है, तो मैं इसको न्यू IAMS में नहीं डालना चाहता. सो वी हैव ABC, LKI, SP Gen IMR, XRI एंड MDI. HR में तो मैं आई होप एक्सेल के नीचे रखते हैं और MDI के ऊपर रखते हैं. इफ यू आर ओके कहती नहीं, एक्सेल के भी ऊपर है, क्या है ROI कुछ खोल देते.
I don't think there is a one-to-one competition to that. XLRI has its own way of doing things, and TISS
This is what the HR people learn.
So, and
कोई आंसर ही नहीं सही करते हैं.
If you want to talk about in terms of legacy and the career prospects that TISS Mumbai will provide to you, I think you can gauge it somewhere between, because see, we'll have students in our batchmate. We have a lot of our batchmates, by the way, who have quit really good institutions to be here. Like institutions, some of the old IAMs as well. So for example, we have people who have left IAM Lucknow, IAM Lucknow, IAM Kohikode to be at IAM Indore, to be at TISS. Also IFTs and many of other institutions as well. So nothing against those institutions. It's just if you want a career in HR specifically, then TISS is one of the best institutions you will be able to find. And there are no parallels that you can draw between, but this is certainly a tier 1 institution when it comes to human resource and management studies.
Yeah, I do, because TISS is also among top 20 B school. मैं भी ranking नहीं करता हूँ. We give a cluster. So the TISS is one of the best school. B school तो मैं नहीं बोलूँगा because it's a MA. Everyone should aspire. आप इवन कैट देते हो, आपने कैट दिया, बहुत अच्छी बात है. कैट में आपके 99 आ गए, बहुत अच्छी बात है. जैट दिया, अच्छे आ गए. मैं आपसे ये बोलूंगा कि टेस्ट भी भरो. एट द एंड इफ यू हैव मोर देन 2 ऑप्शंस तो इसको कंपेयर कर लेंगे. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि यहाँ नहीं जाना है, वहां नहीं जाना है, लास्ट में डिस्कस करेंगे. आई होप दिस वीडियो वुड डेफिनेटली गिव इनसाइट ऑफ टेस्ट क्या है, नहीं है. एक बार थोड़ा सा सोहेल आप भी बता दो फिर से कि क्या करना होगा टेस्ट में फॉर्म भरने के लिए. अभी क्या क्या करना है, अगर मुझे अभी करना है तो मैं क्या करूँ, स्टेप्स क्या क्या हो सकते हैं टेस्ट के लिए.
So the first step right now for you, as the forms are open now, so it will be the forms will be open till the end of January, but you have to visit PG CUET's website for that. Please get updates on that. And firstly, you have to fill in the form, and after you have filled the form, then you have to appear for the test, and then you have to appear for the final GDPI round. And after you have applied on the form, we'll be releasing a shortlist, and after the shortlist you will have the GDPI as well. So you have to stay updated right now, but the first step for you right now if you want to get into TISS is just that you need to fill CUET PG forms, which are still open, by the way.
Great. And when the classes are going to commence for the 24-26 batch, expected date?
Yeah, so I think the classes will roughly, if I have to have a guess, it will be around July. Normally July. It's a
fine. Great. Okay, anything would you like to add?
Nothing but
girls के लिए कैसा है, कितने girls हैं?
Sir, very surprisingly, despite the stereotype that HRM sees more girls than females, in our batch we have majority males, and I think we are around 26 to 30 girls and the rest are males. So in a batch of 70 we have around 40 to 50 boys, and that's just talking about going against the stereotype. Apart from that, I'd say ki Mumbai being one of those places where girls naturally feel safe to wander around, I guess, and TISS is also one of those places I'd say has not just for girls but for everyone, just provides a safe space to be open to express yourself, because there are other courses, social work and all of them. So it really goes a step ahead in providing safe space to everyone. That's something that I have found and appreciated about TISS a lot.
Fine. So I would say everyone, even you are the cat cracker or नहीं हो या सोच हो, you have enough time to start preparation, because जहाँ तक मुझको पता है CUET में एग्जाम्स पेपर सिंपल ही आते हैं और टेस्ट ऐसे भी पहले सिंपल ही क्वेश्चन पूछा करते हैं. कंपटीशन 2 है, प्लीज.
Yeah, so sir, regarding preparation, what I'll suggest is the most questions that are going to be in CUET PG are going to be somewhere around level of difficulty 1 and level of difficulty 2. So somewhere in between that. So it's not like in CAT, you aspire for accuracy. You have to ensure that you have very high accuracy in your attempts. And for CUET PG, the difference is you need, of course, the accuracy is important in CUET PG as well because there's a negative marking. But in addition to that, speed is more important. Because the questions are at level LOD1, you need to ensure that you solve a lot of those to actually clear the cutoffs.
Great. Thanks. Thanks everyone. So this is what is, I think, मुझको भी बहुत कुछ पता चला what is the TISS and the CUET. बहुत सारे problems तो नहीं बोलूंगा मैं, बहुत सारी confusions थी which you people cleared very well. Thanks everyone. Thanks Sohail, thanks Nikhil and thanks Shivangi. And I hope कि मैं भी कभी TISS विजिट करूं. कुछ अच्छे बी स्कूल को विजिट करने का मौका अगर मिलता है तो डेफिनेटली करना चाहिए एज ए स्टूडेंट और एनीथिंग. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Think CAT. Think AzuCATion.